What is up, in game community? I'm Pierre. He's Chris. Guess what? We're here together in person for the first time, maybe ever. Since like a couple days ago.
Yes,
we're here
ever.
because it is the Fantasy Football Expo 2022. We're in Canton. You know what's in Canton? The Hall of Fame, pro football. And we're at actually the Hall of Fame village. And behind us is the Hall of Fame Stadium. Where I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars recently played and didn't play any of their starters, right?
Do they play here?
I'm assuming they play here, right? It's a Hall of Fame game. Isn't this where they play the Hall of Fame game?
Oh, yeah. Was that Jacksonville was in the Hall of Fame game? So they've already played 2 preseason games?
Sadly, they have.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's hard to remember. Well, my scene, we actually were here in Cleveland when Cleveland was in Jacksonville playing the Jaguars. You saw Deshaun Watson actually play. We kind of got the pulse of the Cleveland Brown fan community. What was that?
That's right, we did. It doesn't seem like they're behind it. It does not seem like they're behind the Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, nobody seems to be too thrilled about it. So,
no.
But look, we're here. We're at the Hall of Fame. We're at the Expo. And what are we doing? We're drafting.
We're drafting.
Mock drafting, that's what we do. We're here for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and start with our draft in a second, as soon as everyone is on. All right, we have, if you see behind us, by the way, draft boards. This is from the Kings Classic. There were several drafts that were going on.
Where's Clapping Cheeks?
Cheeks, he's always somewhere on there. We have a request here. Made in comments. Can we high five? I guess so.
Okay, sure. There we go. Did it even get on camera? I don't even know.
Did you screenshot that? Okay. Is he trying to? Is he thinking like we're like doing some sort of like camera trick? Okay. Someone was watching from Greece. Gus is in Greece.
What? You're in Greece, dude?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
awesome.
Canton. I mean,
that definitely beats Canton.
I thought we were, pretty good here at the Hall of Fame Stadium, but I guess you got us beat. So good job raining on a parade. No, I'm just kidding. Good for you. We can be online too, drafting from Greece. That's impressive. All right, so here we are. I'm back here. Like I said, this is the actual draft for the Kings Classic. There was several drafts. There's an auction one. There's a Superflex one, a standard one. All right, so there's some of the biggest names in the fantasy industry. They are here in person and they draft. We watched for a while. Watched them draft and put the names on the board. So these are a couple of the last ones: the George Blanda division and the Jim Brown division. So you can take a look there at some of the names if you can see them.
I'm going to give these guys like a few more minutes. Okay, Tatum just went green, so now we're missing 2.
All right. So getting ready to draft here. You guys know what this is all about, right? It's our loyal N gang. Y'all are with us, N gang. I think we have a couple of new names, so welcome to y'all who are new to drafting. By the way, we do this all off season long. We do this usually every Thursday. This weekend's a little different.
A little different this weekend. Yep, a little different.
All right, but we're still here for you, even on vacation, if you want to call it that. We're here to draft. So got some good intel here. We're going to make some connections. We're going to be live at the Expo tomorrow in person for anybody who is here in Canton. We're growing the endgame community. That's what it's all about.
Let them know, hey guys, if you're on right now and you're not in the draft, hang tight because we may need a couple, because it looks like a couple guys haven't shown up yet. So if you want to hop in the draft, hang tight. I'll give them until 5 after, which is like 1 more minute, and then let us know in the comments. Say, yeah, I'll jump in the draft if there's a spot.
Yeah, we want to get this thing going. Got some of our loyal members in there, but look, guys, you got to show up.
Yeah.
No show, then no draft. So we'll wait a little bit longer. Got some comments here. Let's see. Ale is in front of me. He's going to snipe me. Yes, he will. Ale, still one of the sharpest drafters in here. So that's why you got to get in early, guys. Pick your spot. You never know. We're drafting together. We're doing a team.
Yeah, we're going to do one team together. So it's my name, but because I'm the one that hosted the draft, but we're going to draft it together.
We want to leave as many spots open as we can for you guys to join us. Let's see what else. We got a keeper question. All right. Keeping Pollard for $6, bad idea? No. I mean, the answer is always it depends, right?
Yeah. That's probably about, you might even go for more than that in some drafts.
It depends who else you got, how much, your salary cap, I'm assuming $100. I mean, it depends
Yeah.
on a lot of things, without knowing all the details of
I'm
your
gonna assume
league.
200. If it's 100, that might be a little steep.
Yeah, if it's 100, that's. I mean, I don't know. Look, a lot of people are high on Pollard this year because not just thinking that Zeke is dust. I don't know where they got that idea from, but also now there's talk that because they're so thin at receiver, haven't signed anybody. Gallup's not ready week 1. Tolbert's a rookie. We like Tolbert. He's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
James Washington's not going to be ready. He's hurt. And he's also James Washington. So really thin at receiver. Now all of a sudden they might use Pollard in the slot. If they actually do that, line him up the slot as a receiver, not every time, but a lot, that's going to be pretty valuable in PPR leagues. I would say keep him, again, not blindly knowing your league settings, but I think that's pretty reasonable, especially this year. You're seeing his value go up, if anything.
All right. Oh, Dollar Bill might be jumping in with us.
Yes, Bill, one of the original.
Oh, wow, somebody jumped in already. That was quick.
Okay, maybe the original in-game community.
It's gonna be a race here. Oh, nice. Okay, so he's in.
All right, let's shout out.
And Bill is in. Nice.
Yes. Might be some of y'all watching, not drafting, just Bob. Yankees fan clearly there, just listening, working. Glad to have you. Hopefully y'all can enjoy, learn something.
All right, guys, we ready?
All right, here we go.
Here we go. We're full. What's up, Bill?
Okay, all right. And Robert's saying $200 draft salary, no other RB. Okay,
yeah, I think that's totally good.
You keep Pollard there for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's a good strategy. All right, here we go. Hopefully y'all can see Justin Jefferson, the 1-1. Shocking that would happen in the end game.
2 weeks in a row, he's taken Jefferson 101. That's a little rich for me.
Hey, look, I have him as the overall wide receiver 1 this year. We don't know that the RB1 is going to repeat. I'm on board with that. You know that.
At the 101.
I'm on board with that. Look, where did he go in these industry? Look, and this is industry. This is a real draft. Industry
He went 4.
He went at the 4.
He went at the 4.
And then in this one,
Yeah, but look, just because
he
it's
went
an industry
at the
mock
3.
doesn't know make these guys like
no, that's true.
There.
Just saying. Just saying. All right, so here we go. We're almost up. We got Cooper Kupp. Oh
right,
man, that's actually pretty cold. Ale to snipe
Ale Snipes
from Chad.
Oh man,
That's no rage quitting though, Chad.
we gotta go Najee. We gotta go Najee or Chase here.
At this point, I'll go Najee. Look, I buy the dip on Chase if he's there at like 6 or 7, but yeah, we don't got Najee.
Man, Ale that was cold.
Yeah,
That was cold.
Jonathan Taylor was there, but he said no.
He said no.
I specifically want Kupp, not Chase, not anybody else. All right, and I think he probably said that because of his comment, right? Because you mentioned it about getting sniped, so he had to do that.
He had to.
So you
snipe
kind of brought that onto yourself.
That's true. That's true.
All right. By the way, anybody who's new to our drafts bus always gets the 1. I don't know why. It's always one.
Gets the 1.
Plus, whatever leagues you're in, I hope you have the number 1 pick because if
Yeah.
not,
You're not gonna know what to do.
All right. We're where are we at? Tatum.
We're at Tatum. So far, nothing too crazy. I mean, other than Kupp over Taylor, but I think we know why that. I think we know why that pick was made.
Tatum, one of these days you're gonna actually like my trade offer and take it in our dynasty league. One of these days I'm gonna find that player that you really want and you're gonna say yes.
Ooh, getting spicy with Swift at the 1-8.
All right. Look, I don't mind that. Over Derrick Henry.
Okay, wait. Is Herb gonna go with Dalvin Cook for like the 5th straight draft? Is he gonna take Dalvin Cook for the 5th straight draft? Let's see.
And you're manning the sleeper comments, right?
Yeah.
The StreamYard comments.
Man, Dalvin Cook again at that spot.
All right, there you go. There you have it. We know what to get. See, and when you're in drafts or you're watching a draft like this, where it's like people who won't usually draft together, you don't know what could happen, right?
Yeah.
Like we kind of know, like Bus is going to do the 1.
Yeah.
Chad wants Kupp. He's going to take Cook.
Yeah.
When you're in your own league, a public league or whatever league you're in, you don't know what's going to happen. So you always have to prepare. That's why I suggest maybe picking different draft slots every time you mock, right? It's not a bad thing. All right, we have a Dolphin. Who's our Dolphins fan name?
Brown Bear Rick.
Brown Bear. Okay, he's been with us.
Yeah, the name, I don't know why Sleeper kind of cuts off the edges there. Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with Henry. Henry's one of those guys that if he plays all 17 games, he'll probably be really, really good. But can he play all 17 games? I mean, the guy had 212 carries halfway through the season last year. Like, can anybody, not even halfway, right? 8 games. Can anybody survive 400 plus carries? Can Derrick Henry survive 400 plus carries? I'm not really sure.
But you know what is for sure is Mike Vrabel will find out.
Yeah,
Mike,
yes.
He will find out. Like
He
either he'll make it
so.
with 400 carries or he'll break down like last year.
Yes.
There's no in between. There's no easing workloads in Tennessee.
No. Boy, I don't know if I feel good about Henry Kamara as my start either. That makes me nervous.
It's interesting because you got one of the least prolific pass catching running backs, then the guy who only relies on pass catching. That's an interesting balance. I guess is that like splitting the difference?
I guess. No, I would not go with Kamara in the second.
No, I don't think you need to. That's the thing. This year, his ADP has dropped enough that you should probably be able to get him the third.
All right, we're coming up, so I'm assuming. Well, okay, hold on. If this guy falls, are we just gonna? Oh wait, they can see that too. I gotta be careful. People can see it.
Yeah.
Do we have to go Kelsey here? Or can we go?
It would be for me either Evans or AJ Brown.
Yeah, but can we really pass on Kelsey here?
No, I think that's too low for Kelsey. So let's take Kelsey. Because I think whatever receivers, there's enough receivers we can get on the way back.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about our wide receiver 1. I'm worried about like our wide receiver 2 and 3.
Yeah. Let's see. Now we have our anchor. You guys know we roll anchor RB. Not always, right? It's not like a hard, fast rule, but usually. But if we have Najee as our anchor, we're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm fine with Najee there, and I mean Kelsey. I think is still going to be awesome. I'm not worried about Kelsey. Like,
no worries.
He's going to be the wide receiver 1 there essentially.
All right. Bus coming up. Bus says if he does get the number 1 pick in his league, he will drop to his knees and cry.
That is true.
Okay, so counterpoint. What if you don't get the number 1 pick?
Yeah, what if you get like the 9 or like 8?
Like,
which is really like tough.
So
a really tough spot.
But hey, look, you enjoy drafting there. That's fine. Chad, yes, you did. You spoke it into existence. Can't get Cooper Kupp in every draft. You just can't do it.
Jefferson, Pittman, Debo. I mean, Debo is your wide receiver 3. That is pretty good.
That's pretty good. All right.
That's pretty good.
Maybe 0 RB. The dollar bill. Did he change it? It's the dollar bill.
He used to be dirty dollar bill. Now he's the dollar bill.
Okay, it's
the dollar bill.
Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. You can. Yes.
Or he's gone clean. Maybe he's gone clean.
Maybe he's gone clean.
Maybe he's gone clean. There.
Yeah, we need more details for that for sure. Man, I mean, I shouldn't say this when he's still on the board, but if he falls, I'm gonna regret taking Kelsey but we'll see. I don't think he'll make it to us, right?
Solid pick there. It's okay. Look, I think there's going to be a bigger difference. Okay, well, we'll wait till he's drafted and we'll see.
Woo!
Etienne. Look, he's getting some steam. Helium. Yeah, we know that.
Getting some steam.
Boy, we were watching the Jacksonville game last night. What were you saying? The first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to come off the field, so.
James Robinson not going to be ready for the beginning of the season.
James Robinson not going to be ready at all. Okay, we're on the clock. Oh, man. See, this is frustrating. We could have gone like wide receiver there and then still got Andrews.
Okay, but what wide receivers we have?
We got Keenan, Deontay, Judy, Sutton, Mike Williams.
Yeah, okay. So we could have gone receiver and then waited for Andrews.
Yeah.
Probably Sutton, maybe. I don't mind Waddle there, but Sutton or Williams. Who else we got?
How much time we got? Let's go Sutton.
Yeah, I'm fine with Sutton.
All right. Yeah, man, if we could have gone, if we would have known Andrews would have fallen and we could have gone like Evans, Andrews, that would have been way better.
But look, here's the thing, too. I was going to say, and I guess he's still then. Now he's taken.
Yeah, all right. I mean, you guys, like, why are we, okay, real talk, why are we drafting Terry McLaurin over Mark Andrews?
But once you see Sam Howell out there and he's slinging it, then that's a big upgrade to the whole Washington receiver. No, but look, I don't think Andrew's going to repeat as tight end one. I think it's going to be Kelsey with a receiver core. He's had, Pat Mahomes. He's going to lean on Kelsey again.
Yeah,
more than ever. Andrews, we know, benefited a lot from Tyler Huntley coming in and leaning on him, and the running backs all being hurt. So I think we're going to see it flip again. So I don't mind taking Kelsey there, like ahead of Andrews.
Yeah, no, it's not that I mind taking Kelsey ahead of Andrews. It's that, like, man, I mean, obviously we didn't know this at the time, but I would have preferred Evans Andrews over Kelsey Sutton.
Yeah. I do agree with that. I think that edge we could have got at receiver, but you don't know. That's the thing, you don't know when these drafts.
Prayers for Justin Fields. What happened? Did we miss something? Did he get hurt, or is it just because his O-line is terrible?
I think that's probably watching him get sacked over and over in the offensive line. Yeah. I mean, we never had high hopes. Justin Fields shouldn't be your starter in a single quarterback league, so.
Yeah, no, Andrew's an absolute steal there for sure. Andrew should not be falling to the 3-6.
Yeah, look, maybe we get lucky and a receiver falls to us next round. They should have been taken this round, so you don't know.
Yeah, it's probably early for Sutton, but when you look at those wide receivers, I mean, that's why I said, like, hindsight is 20/20. I would have much preferred Evans to Andrews, but I didn't think Andrews would fall that far. But you know what? I'd still take Sutton over whatever wide receiver is going to go at the 4-7. So
we'll see who goes to the 4-7. Look, now that everyone got their receivers early, some people will start loading up on running back maybe.
Not in these drafts.
Yeah, not in our drafts. Code Blue says he feels like Kelsey's going to disappoint.
I mean, maybe, but what's the argument for that?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to have a massive target share. He's older, maybe gets hurt, but that's really the only thing I see.
Yeah. To me, his target share is at least going to go up. So I don't see any reason to fade Kelsey. And he's definitely a safer pick as T1 over Andrews. Andrews might disappoint, but we'll see. All right, there goes Waddle.
Yeah.
Chad. Oh, no, this isn't the one I was going to show. But
he's definitely better. Maybe he's not a better passer than Wentz, but at least he brings something else to the table.
That's a low bar, but yeah. Look, he can run. 2 rushing touchdowns today.
Yeah. That's
the thing. Hal's got that athleticism. Carson Wentz used to run, and then he did that whole thing where he tore his ACL, and that kind of killed it. All right, but Chad, shout out because I've got him onto the Dolphins. There you go. But Waddle is the one. You just saw Waddle get taken, 4-1?
Yeah.
Reasonable, but honestly, he could be a 3rd-round pick, and I actually believe it when I say it. I think he could score the same, maybe even more than Tyreek Hill. So I'm actually going to wind up probably with more Waddle than Hill this year.
Yeah, it's free. This is a mock draft. We do them every Thursday, but I don't know because we do have our end-game leagues, I think, are taking up the next 3 Thursdays. I'm not sure. This might be our last mock draft. We'll see.
It's time, guys. It's time. It's almost middle of August. Time to do the real leagues.
Yeah, real drafts are starting.
And we do have a couple of spots, right? Endgame, the King.
I think we have spots in all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a couple of spots.
So who are we looking at here? I mean, Deontay's still on the board at 4-8. I'm not high on Deontay, but at 4-8 maybe.
Okay, so I thought
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I'm not high on Deontay. DK, it's too early. Probably is anybody below Mooney worth looking at? Because sleeper sometimes has some weird ranking.
Somebody already took Bateman, so
okay,
not really.
Yeah, we can go with Cooks.
I mean, I don't
it's a boring pick.
I don't know if I like Cooks even more than Deontay.
Okay, sleeper loved it. There it is.
Yeah, I feel like Deontay was a pick there, but it's okay. I just feel like I'm not high on Deontay, but when he falls that far, I feel like, okay, fine. But Brandon Cooks is fine too.
It's just fine.
He's fine. It's a nice, boring, safe pick, which is never my style. But here we are.
Look, I think in most leagues you could see Bateman still available there, right? If it wasn't one of our leagues,
yeah,
see Bateman.
Yeah, you'd probably still see Bateman available.
Maybe Judy. We already had Sutton, so we wouldn't have taken Judy anyways. So that's all right. Are y'all using Sleeper? Yes, this is Sleeper. This is what it looks like. We use Sleeper because it's super easy to use.
Yeah.
So all our mocks we use Sleeper, and in fact, in our in-game leagues that we're doing, we're going to use Sleeper also. So, and our Dynasty leagues are here in Sleeper too.
Yeah, if you guys want to get in those leagues, there's still spots. So jump into our Discord. We have the links are in there. If you want to jump in those leagues with us. Mm-hmm. We have everything from $5 up to $25.
I was asking if we learn our draft spots the day of the draft. I mean, we'll wait till they're full and then we can assign it.
I usually just have it randomized in like 30 minutes before.
Yeah. We don't want to give you too much time to plan ahead. That's not how we go.
All right, so who are we? We're next. Who are we looking at here? I'm assuming, do we like any of these RBs right here? Probably not.
Okay. All right, we're almost up. Probably just go receiver again. We got our anchor. Most of the same guys are still there.
These wide receivers drive quick in these drafts, man.
Hey, look. To me, Gabe Davis.
I mean, we are here, maybe.
We're here.
Depending on what Chad does. I got to remember they can see that. All right, he went Herbert. So we go with Elijah?
Yeah, I like Elijah more.
Yeah, as our wide receiver 3, I'm good with that.
Wow!
There you go. That was the move. If we don't get a wow, it was just not right. Yeah. I'm good with Gabe Davis there too. I know that's a little early for you.
Yeah, still a little early for me.
Alice asking how to get in another draft for you guys. Does that mean you mean mock or do you mean like one of the leagues that we just talked about?
Yeah, I mean both ways is Discord. Go in the Discord. It's down in the description. The link to the Discord. I am king of the wows. I get wows all day here.
Pretty much every pick or every other pick has got to be a wow. Because Chris has not followed the Conshipsis.
No, I don't. I have no problem getting our guys.
Am I worried for Waddle? I am not. Clearly, I'm not. I think third round is where he belongs. I kind of did it was more of a rant, right? A little mini rant on him.
Yeah, if you watch our video that we published today, yep. There's a nice Pierre rant, which he rarely does.
Yeah, it was
I rant more than Pierre, so that was nice to see him finally ranting a little bit.
Yeah,
we're pretty much passing on Leonard Fournette. I mean, obviously, if he falls for like at the 4-1-2, I think I'm okay with Leonard Fournette at the 4-1-2. But in most drafts, you're gonna have like you look in these drafts back here. He went at the middle of the second round there. He went middle of the second round here. I mean, he's not gonna fall to the 4-1-2 many times. He's being drafted as like a top 10 running back. But he's not going to be a top 10 running back. He's just not.
Yeah, so it's like there's guys like passing. I wouldn't say pass like permanently off the draft list, but it's kind of like we've talked about this. And I know Young Money has said this. I feel the same way as me about like DK Metcalf. Like I don't refuse to draft him, but somebody would have to be passing on a lot. Like he would have to fall way below his ADP for me to take him. Right? I'm not taking him as my number 2 receiver. And so is he going to fall to the point where I can take him as my 3rd receiver in like the 5th or 6th round? Almost never. So I'm probably not going to have any DK this year. And I love DK. You know this. So it's just the same thing with Fournette. I jinxed too. Oh, don't tell me something bad happened to Lizardo.
Oh, man. No baseball. This is a fantasy football draft.
We'll get to that in the Discord. But don't tell me that because
you passed him. Yeah, I would pass. Well, you also have to understand this is a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex league, 2 running back league. So wide receivers are valued more heavily because you have to start 3 of them plus a flex. So I'm not going to take a guy like Fournette, who I think is maybe going to be like RB 15-ish if he stays healthy the whole season, over a wide receiver. Like because I can find a RB 15-ish type RB2 later in the draft. So I know some people think Leonard Fournette is going to be like he was last year, but I don't. So
Well, and part of that is because you're big on Rashad White. I mean, if Rashad White comes in and catches even a good chunk of passes,
Yeah, that's good.
that eats into Fournette's value.
Yeah, and look, Fournette has not taken this offseason seriously. Whatever you think of Fournette, he has not taken this offseason seriously. He did not come into shape. He still came in at 245, which is way heavier than he should be. Like, I could see like him struggling early on and then them giving White a bigger role.
And it doesn't help that they just lost their starting center for
and that O-line is not as elite as it's been in the past. I think the center. Well, I don't know if we ever did. We ever get like actual word on how long Jensen will be out for?
Double check on that. I thought it was for a while. It was a knee injury. Thoughts on Amon-Ra St. Brown?
He's another one of those guys that like I'm not super high on, but if he falls far enough, like maybe here.
So I was gonna say,
like maybe here. Is he still on the board? Oh no, he went. He went already.
So like here, I think it would be fine taking him because he's our fourth receiver.
Yeah.
And at this stage,
so do we want to go our fourth wide receiver here? Do we see anybody that's jumping off the page, or do we want to go with maybe like AJ Dillon as our RB2?
We'll go back to receiver. Let's see who's on the clock. Okay, we're passing on Mike Thomas at this point. You're not a fan of Thielen. I'm not a fan of London.
I mean, it would be like maybe Ayuk.
Yeah, it'd be like we could wait around. So I'd say
Dillon?
I go Dillon. Yeah,
let's go Dillon. RB2. I like that. Dillon is our RB2. And that's the thing. Like, Dillon could legit outscore Leonard Fournette this year. I think.
That's true.
I think he legit can.
That's true. That doesn't mean that we would necessarily draft Dillon before Fournette. Like if Fournette was still here right now, that's never going to happen. So should Fournette be a second round pick? I don't think so.
You'd be just bust. Been in the gym like crazy, eating good. I'll block for Tom Brady, give me a 1 year, $2 million contract. I mean, I haven't been. I'll block for him for $2 million. Mm-hmm. I'll get run over. I won't be very good at it, but I'll do it for $2 million.
Eating good. We've been eating good the last couple of days.
Yes. Went to barbecue. Went to Amish. We went to an Amish all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet this morning. That was.
Don't sleep on the Amish food. I got a hunk of cheese too.
Yeah,
legit.
He did. He got a hunk of cheese.
I did. I'm waiting to get back. Look, when we're done with this.
That's right. I still have pork belly in the fridge.
Eating that cheese
left over. Can eat that pork belly.
All right, so Bus, we'll keep that in mind.
I knew I was gonna say dollar bill will not be scared. We'll take Mike Thomas.
He's not scared. Look, he got Godwin, he got Metcalf, he's got the all I ain't scared team.
Yeah,
he is not scared.
He'll go MT getting that camp buzz.
Look, I'm not higher. Okay, I guess I have to be higher on Thomas because I was like dead bottom. Like what did I say?
But you'll never draft, no matter where no matter how far he falls, you'll never draft him.
All right, I took him in best ball because look, best ball as my fourth receiver, whatever he was. Come on, it's not going to hurt to have a piece. In redraft, I'm still not going to take him.
I'll take him if he falls, but now he's going to probably end up being like a fifth, fourth rounder in a lot of leagues.
Exactly. You kind of have to hit that sweet spot where like the reports start to be good and the ADP hasn't quite caught up, right?
Yeah.
But once the ADP starts to rise and then everybody's on it, and then you're like, okay, you're not profiting as much. And in best ball, it's all about that. It's all about the value.
Yeah.
And if you're taking Romeo Doubs now when he's going at 150,
too late.
Yeah. If you took Romeo Doubs weeks ago and he was outside pick 200 and he was like a last round pick, you could profit big. Now you're getting the same as everybody else, so it's. Timing matters. Redraft, it's a different story. All right, so we'll look ahead here. We got 2 running backs. We got 3 receivers and a tight end.
Yeah, so we can pretty much go any direction now.
This is the dead zone. I think we're officially in the dead zone. We've been in the dead zone for running back.
You just love saying
I love saying dead zone. Did I mention this is the dead zone? I was a Stephen King fan growing up, so.
I do like that Ayuk pick.
Ayuk was, yeah. So if Ayuk was there, we would have taken him.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Not sad to see CEH go there. Not taking Gibson. Not taking Jacobs. Just tell you guys who we're not taking. We're not taking Dobbins.
Definitely not taking Dobbins. Dobbins isn't even practicing again. It's like he practiced and then his leg was sore and he had to like sit out practice. Like, dude, he's not. This whole like starting week 1, like, yeah, maybe he'll be out there the first snap, but what? How many snaps he gonna play? All right, so I mean, do we grab like Kyler here? Do we go with one of these running backs?
The only running back I might be interested in there is a guy that you probably aren't.
Well, if Kenneth Walker, but I feel like it's way too early for him.
Yeah, I think we can wait on running back.
I mean, Dillon's still. I'm not that high on Dillon, but Dillon's still on the board here. Like, I almost feel like
I like him.
So. Yeah, I think at this spot, like, I'm fine taking Dillon as our wide receiver 4.
Right. Like, you get him as your 4, which we've gotten several times. We got him as the 4th receiver.
Yeah.
Even in wide receiver 3, I think that's good value if you get him as your 3rd receiver. Wide receiver 4, it's like you have to. And there's been good reports in camp. I think they say
he's looking
healthy.
Look, we're probably going to get 10 games out of him. We'll probably get, I don't know. When we have to throw him in, we just hope he scores a touchdown or 2 that week, right? He's our wide receiver 4. He's not necessarily going to be a guy we have to count on every week. Yeah, we did miss Pickens at the 5'8". Tatum is certainly team get your guy. Tatum is get your guy.
Oh wow, he took Pickens in the 5th
5'8" at the 5'8".
All right. All right. So Tatum. Then the question is, who's quarterback for the Steelers? If it's Mitch Trubisky, you're still feeling that way?
I mean, does it matter who it is? Because they're all bad. They're all bad. It's not like you say, like, well, maybe it'll be Pickens, or maybe it'll be Pickett, or maybe it'll be Rudolph. Like, they're all terrible.
I don't even know, honestly, if it's Pickett, if that makes me feel better or worse. I think worse. Because Trubisky.
The problem is the reports on Pickett so far is like he's not even like getting first team reps in camp. Yeah. Like, he's not even practicing with the first team right now. Yeah. So even if like they throw him in there, he's way behind, right?
He's like not even close to being a good competitor for the starting job. So
yeah, I mean, Trubisky's going to start for sure.
Yeah, the one thing I would think maybe based on what we saw in college is that Pickett can throw the deep ball, right? I mean, that's easy when you have like Biletnikoff award-winning receivers, but yeah, he got the ball to me. Like, he put up good numbers. So I think Pickett can throw the deep ball, and that's what Pickens does, is get the deep ball. So you could see those connections, but look, are you really going to start him week in and week out, hoping for the bomb? Like,
yeah,
I'll take Pickens in best ball, but that's also, guys, way too risky, in redraft. All right, let's see.
All right, so there's one. What is he saying here?
Okay, so bus. Traylon Burks. All right. Here we go, Traylon Burks.
There you go. You'll like that.
I'm team Traylon Burks. I'm not. I was never off of him. You gotta think about all the guys who had preseason talk about being bust or being, when they're rookies, everyone either loves them or they hate them, right? There's no in between with rookies. They're going to be like massive bust, or they're going to be stars.
Or a super bust. Going to be a super bust, according to Chad. Super bust.
Willis isn't going to see the field unless Tannehill gets hurt. So that doesn't even matter. Tannehill, can Tannehill make the throw to get his guy who's, 6'4", 6'5", wide receiver out of the – yes, he can do that. So
I thought it was funny that Vrabel benched Willis because he wasn't throwing the ball, even though he did throw the ball. And it's like, well, what did you think when you guys drafted him? That he was going to be a pocket passer? Like, you were drafting a pocket passer? Like, no, that's not what you drafted.
Well, maybe that should be worrisome that he didn't want to draft him. Maybe that's not what he had in mind. But
all right, I think there's an obvious pick here, and I think we can talk about it because, I mean, assuming these guys don't take their second QB.
All right, Olave or Wilson for Rookie of the Year?
Man, probably neither.
Honestly,
probably neither.
If I had to pick, I'd say Olave, but if Michael Thomas is actually playing, then that's
going to hurt his target share. Yeah, probably neither.
Nate, we're going to get to that question later.
All
right. Well,
actually, that's an easy answer for me. Okay. And my wife knows who it is. We got to go Kyler here, right?
Yeah,
we have to go Kyler
because we're looking at him last round.
Like, that's ridiculous that Kyler's still.
Look, late round quarterback, all about
how
it.
Are we like? I mean, I like Russ, I like Burrow, but over Kyler, really?
See, I didn't notice Russ went Burrow. That's understandable, even though I wouldn't take him over Kyler. But look,
I mean,
Oh, if we're so excited about Javonte and they have Gordon back there, are they going to be a team that passes that much with Russ? And they have a pretty good defense.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Russ, but I don't like
But
him
the
ahead
thing
of
with
those two.
I like Russ a lot this year, but give me the guy who's going to run for like 800 plus yards. You know me. Give me that 800 plus yards for rushing.
And do you like Russ in round 7, or could you? Like,
Well, it's not that I don't. It's not that I dislike Russ in round 7. It's that I dislike Russ when Kyler's still on the board.
good point.
I just think Kyler, like a rushing QB in these 4 points, just such huge ceilings. Such huge ceilings.
Like maybe if you're playing a 6-point per passing touchdown league, which most people don't, but it's it does happen. Then maybe you could say bumping him up over
Well, yeah.
Kyler. But
Okay,
still,
there. Yes.
even so, I don't think I would. Okay, are we gonna go back to this now? Or
Which one?
Nate's
you can
question.
go now.
All right, here we go.
I mean, it's easy 100% Salma Hayek. She's been like my crush for forever. Like I just and like nothing, no knock on J-Lo. No knock on J-Lo for sure, but no, Salma Hayek for me.
Good answer.
And my wife knows this.
Didn't ask my opinion, so I won't say. I don't think my wife's watching, but
I don't think my wife's watching either. But if she is, she knows this.
my wife is a fan of both of them, so I don't think she would. She has no problem telling me who she's.
I mean, look.
madly in
Okay,
love with.
okay.
So.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to my wife. Like, yeah, I like J-Lo. I like Salma Hayek. My wife is a dark hair, Latina, curvier girl. So
What
like-
are you trying to say? She's basically like a doppelganger
exactly,
for Salma
exactly,
Hayek. So
exactly.
She's basically married to Salma Hayek.
Exactly.
Without all the.
but I don't have to worry
fame
about all
and-
the paparazzi.
Yeah. So that was a good move.
Yeah.
Yes, that's something. See, Nate knows this. He knows both of our wives are Mexican descent.
Yeah.
So that was a good.
So
Although J-Lo is Puerto Rican, so
I definitely have a type. I definitely have a type.
there you go. All right. Thomas is dust. I'm not gonna disagree with that because you know what? No matter how great what if he looks great and he plays week 1?
Here's the thing.
And oh, my ankle, and
Okay,
then there you go.
Here's the thing about Thomas. Like, I don't mind. Like, okay, Bill took him there as his wide receiver 4, which I think is fine. But we're getting all this Thomas hype. It's individual drills. It's 7-on-7. We haven't seen him in 11-on-11s with the pads on with hitting yet. And the guy hasn't played in basically 2 years, coming off an ankle thing. Like if you watched Watson last night, he looked like a guy who hadn't played football in 2 years, right? Like we all know Watson's a great quarterback, but he looked awful last night. He looked like a guy who hadn't played or practiced in basically 2 years. And that's, I think, the worry for Thomas is like he hasn't done anything. He's just now finally practicing for the first time in almost 2 years. Like maybe towards the end of the season, which I know is more important, he, looks like the old Thomas, but I don't know if he's dust. He might be dusty.
He's starting to gather a little bit. Look, I have a lot of reasons not to draft Michael Thomas, so I'll save it till after this.
I mean, I know we're low on Gibson, but my goodness, we're at the 9.5 here, and Gibson's still there.
Yeah, I'd rather take Damien Pierce.
Are we good? Do we take Gage here as our wide receiver 5? I know we're a little worried about the hammy, but as our wide receiver 5, we can
look, he's our
wait and
5th one.
see.
It's either Gage or Boyd, who's a little less exciting. So I'd take Gage.
Yeah, as our wide receiver 5. Even if he misses the first couple of weeks, the hammy is fine.
So some people might ask, why aren't you taking a running back? You only have 2 running backs, and the second one is a guy in a timeshare with Dillon. So why not just look at running back there?
We'll get there.
I mean, look, is there a running back that stands out that is better? I'm not on Miles Sanders. I'm definitely not on Keanu Gibson. Damien Pierce, I was on, but look, even I admit, you got to be worried that there's trade talk and then Ramondre is going to be the starter. I mean, he doesn't catch passes.
Yeah, we can probably just go running back the rest of this draft now, right?
Yeah.
We have 5 wide receivers. We have an elite tight end. We have an elite QB. We have 2 good running backs.
One of those guys, yeah, like Gibson, Sanders.
Hey, we got a super chat. Super chat. Thank you.
Gibson, Sanders, Harris might be starters for their team, and maybe Singletary. Look, one of those guys will still be left probably when we draft. So,
well, not now that you said it, now they won't.
of course not.
We got super
All
chat.
right, we got a super. Thank you, Brandon. All right,
Thank you.
here's the question: would you rather start a draft with Jefferson and Cup or JT and CMC?
So that's an easy answer, but it's not going to be the answer you want. For me, it's going to come down to your your league. If it's a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex league, 100% JT and CMC. If it's like a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, or 2 flexes, I'd probably prefer Jefferson and Cup. So that's my answer.
Exactly. I agree. And look, I mean, we talk about upside, right, is what wins you a championship, not being safe. Like, it's totally safer to play with the receivers, right? Jefferson and Cup. But if you get the number 1 and 2 running backs on the board, it is hard to pass. I get that. Like, I don't assume JT is going to repeat at number 1. Definitely can't assume CMC is going to be anything like what he was in the past, especially with Ben McAdoo.
Yeah, but the thing about CMC is like,
coach.
I think like the offense and he's immune to all that, right? He's immune to all that. He's just so good.
The talent is there. Like, obviously they're not gonna, take him off the field just to see what Deontay Foreman can do in that off. Like, no. Okay, so the upside would be with the running backs, but to me, you get the guy who almost hit 2,000 yards receiving last year, the guy who could hit 2,000 yards receiving this year. To me, I think there's just as much upside with Jefferson and Cup. So that's probably where I would lean, because running back is just so. I mean, one of those guys, just one of those running backs busts, that hurts you. It's anyways. But we appreciate the question, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you much. All right. We got to put this up for.
We're definitely seeing some camp hype. Like, we got Damien Pierce in the 9th round now.
Yeah, Chad was saying Pierce early. It's not going to be early. I bet you draft day we're going to see him going earlier and earlier. Yeah. And look, I was off of Pierce because he's a Florida Gator, and I have my reasons. No, but also like that Houston offense. By the way, just make sure Bus got his comment in.
Got his comment.
I don't disagree. If there's one thing coaches hate, it's fumbling the ball, and
especially old school coaches like Ron Rivera.
And look, they drafted Robinson for a reason. Robinson was pretty good in college. I mean, you don't get to be Alabama running back, if you're a slouch. But
yeah,
I was saying Pierce. My problem with Pierce is people only see upside. You also have to look at the other side of it. He's a rookie. He's playing on a bad team. Like, they're going to be bad, right? Offensively, their offensive line ranks 22nd, I think, according to preseason rankings. He's a tough runner. That's good. That's also bad because he's going to put himself out there. He's good at pass protection. He's a good blocker. He's a physical guy. That means he's going to get banged up easier. So I like Pierce, but I don't love his upside as much as some other guys. That's my thing. So, but I will admit, I have to admit this now, I do have Pierce now over Marlon Mack. Because every time I draft Marlon Mack, Chris is I think it's kind of like rolling his eyes. He's like, really?
No, I don't dislike Marlon Mack, but to me, he's like a late round flyer. All right, so who we like? We like Singletary, Michael Carter, Isaiah Spiller. Definitely not Ronald Jones. Rachaad White.
We got to go Rachaad White. Someone else is going to take him if you don't do it.
Yeah, we got to go Rachaad White.
Oh, there you go. It's been too long.
It's been too long.
Okay, here's a good question. We got to put up Rob Dale. It's Kirk or Carr Superflex 6-point passing touchdowns. Let's do that first.
Okay. I mean, honestly, Kirk and Carr for me are like neck and neck. So I don't know. I know everybody's like super high on Carr. I think I give Kirk the slightest of edges, but it's very slight. It's very slight.
Look, it is close. And I've been talking to Carr lately, and I'm saying I think Carr could be top 10 quarterback this year, and I'm sticking to that. Like, I'm not changing my mind on that. But I, think about it no more too with Kirk, that new offense where O'Connell's come in.
Yeah, that's a great quarterback offense.
If Irv Smith stays healthy and they have a kind of better pass catching tight end, which they didn't have last year, Conklin came on, but he's not really that guy like Irv Smith could be. If Dillon is healthy, I think Kirk could be pretty close to Carr. But those are both great discount quarterbacks. Yeah. You wait until everyone else has a quarterback. You get one of those guys who has top 10 potential. Like, that's the game.
I'd be fine with either of those guys.
Playing 6 point per touchdown. Yeah.
He also said rank Mitchell, Montgomery, Dillon, and Elliott. I think I go Monty, Dillon, Mitchell, Elliott. And the only reason I have Mitchell that low is because now they're saying he has a hamstring injury. He's not going to be able to play it all this preseason, and they're hopeful he'll be ready week 1. So I'm already concerned that he's not going to be ready week 1. and it's a hamstring injury, and we know these things can linger, and we know this is a guy who's not really super durable anyway. So if he was healthy, I'd probably rank him first or second, but because of that, I'd probably go Demont, Dillon, Mitchell, Elliott would be my order.
That's a very interesting question, those guys. Look, all of them have, except for Dillon, have fallen recently, right? Mitchell now is banged up, and of course, 49ers, you can't trust their running backs. Montgomery now, all of a sudden, he's on special teams, and like,
I don't buy that, but yeah.
Well, a lot of people talk Khalil Herbert's going to get run. Zeke, of course, is starting to evaporate. So, look, if you asked me preseason, my answer would have been Monty, Elliott, Mitchell, Dillon.
No, I think you would have had Mitchell over Elliott.
Yeah,
you're very high on Mitchell.
Maybe. Okay, so now I would say I'm still trusting Montgomery because I think they're going to run it a ton.
Yeah.
I would still go Montgomery. Then I would probably go Dillon, and then Elliott, and then Mitchell. I'm backing off that much on Mitchell, not because of the hamstring, just because I realize more and more you can't trust San Francisco for running backs. And now that we're seeing that Jeff Wilson is like listed number 2, and Davis Price is a guy I thought would be involved, but now all of a sudden Trey Sermon actually like has a pulse.
Yeah.
Now I'm realizing like, look, it might be a mistake to invest too early in Eli Mitchell.
That's true. That's true.
It's not him. It's Shanahan.
Yeah, it's Shannon. What do people say? Shanahanigans.
All right. We're up.
Snipe white from me. That's right. We sniped white from you. Well, you just sniped Carter from us, so there you go. We like Spiller here.
Yeah. Well, who's down there?
Hines.
Nobody. Spiller or Gainwell. Spiller's got more upside, so I guess Spiller. But Spiller could have a role as a pass catcher.
He could basically have like a Gainwell role even without an Eckler injury, and then we know with the Eckler injury.
But you think of the upside. If Eckler goes down, Spiller could be a top 10 running back.
That's what I mean.
If Miles Sanders goes down, Kenneth Gainwell
he's probably gonna like
maybe a top 20 running back.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have a similar role, and Boston Scott will just get more carries.
Boston Scott. And then they'll bring Jordan Howard out of grave.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Okay. Why do I beef with Gators? Because I have born and raised a Miami Hurricane fan, 305 for life. I grew up 10 minutes away from the University of Miami, so that is why I will never root for a Gator. All right.
Hey. I'm doing the quarterback thing.
Okay.
But I had to get something. I have this blood pressure.
Oh, come on, dude.
All right. I'm an Auburn fan. Okay, well, there you go. And so you should, on principle, refuse to draft any Alabama players. So I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to check your roster.
Yeah, you got any Bama players?
Let's see. A couple of Ohio State players. I don't know about that. A&M. That's SEC still. Okay. Anyways. Interesting. All right, another very detailed question from Rob Dale. All right, rank Kirk to
I assume he means Carr.
All right, you do yours.
Well, I go Kirk, Carr, Tua, but they're kind of all in that same. Like that's probably how I would actually have them ranked. Like if you said rank every quarterback, when I got to that point, I'd probably have Kirk, Carr, Tua in that order, like that.
Look, I'm a realist. Honestly, on draft day, for me, it's Carr, Kirk, Tua. The Tua is right there. Like, he's right behind me.
Yeah, exactly. He's right behind.
But it's 6-point passing touchdowns, so.
And then we already did that. We already ranked those guys.
Yeah, we already did. Good questions, though. Very good questions. All right, let's talk about the guy who hasn't been drafted yet. I think Dobbs in the 11th has taken this hype train too far. Was he taken just now? We were answering the other question. I didn't check.
Yeah, he was taken. Bus took him at the 11.
Mr. Bus. Okay. Is that taking the hype train too far?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we?
Okay, look.
Did the show
Here's
today?
the thing, guys. Not yet. It'll be out on Monday or Tuesday. You get food? All right. Here's the thing. Last night, no Aaron Rodgers, no Sammy Watkins, no Alan Lazard, no Randall Cobb. Who was the starting wide receiver with Jordan Love?
It was Dobbs.
Yes. that's not usually an indication that he's a starter yet.
Right.
Because they rested all their starters. Like no AJ Dillon, no Aaron Jones, right? They rested all their starters. So if he was a starter already, he would not have been playing last night. Now, rookie, the thing with rookie wide receivers, and I talked about this with like Sky Moore and stuff, is a lot of times they come on in the second half. So maybe he could, because Sky Moore did not play with the starters today either. And I know people are like panicking now, like, oh my God, he's not playing with the starters, but that's kind of how it goes with rookies. So maybe he can come on in the second half. But we're talking about a 4th round pick. Yeah, I think the hype's a little high for him right now.
Yeah, and so check on in a couple days. I'll give you my full, very short, but very brief, but very clear thought on Dobbs in fantasy. So look for that. It's coming soon. Miami of Ohio. Hey, that must be close to here, I guess.
Yeah, here Anthony has
That's not the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, not Miami
Sure.
of Ohio, but sure.
Would you give away Michael Thomas, Hawkinson, and James Robinson for Diggs or too much? Is this redraft or dynasty?
Yeah, I feel like that's a little too much. I mean,
Look,
maybe not. James Robinson to me is like he might not even be. I really don't think we're gonna see anything from James Robinson this year. The guy,
yeah.
coming off Achilles. Yeah, I really don't. So he's to me, it's like Michael Thomas and Hawkinson for Diggs, which maybe is not too much.
I think I'd rather have Diggs.
Yeah, I think I would
honestly.
too. Who do we like here? We definitely don't like James Robinson or Ronald Jones. Marlon Mack, I know.
Daryl Williams, maybe.
Daryl Williams, Jamal Williams.
Although, look,
Brian
I'm starting to
Robinson,
worry.
Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
Should
go for it.
we take the steam?
I
We
think.
draft the steam.
Look, we were both on Daryl Williams, but now all of a sudden, Benjamin's RB2 in Arizona. By the way,
Well,
Eno
no, okay,
Benjamin
this-
is RB2.
This is the other thing. The Arizona Cardinals starters did not play last night. So if Eno Benjamin played, that's not a good sign. I don't know if the Daryl Williams played. Did anybody know? We didn't watch that game. Did Daryl Williams play last night? Does anybody know?
That's a good question.
Because the Daryl Williams sat. Because I'm sure James Conner sat. And I know Kyler Murray sat.
Yeah, okay, so we did take Bama running back. Chad, the only one he has in his league is Najee. You're excused. And that's okay.
that's-
That's,
we'll accept
perfectly
that.
acceptable.
Let's see. Let's check that. Does anybody know if let's check the box score last night. Did Daryl Williams even play?
All right, so Bus has some good advice here. Maybe Julian Edelman is a late round sleeper.
Oh,
He's
okay.
going to take over for Julio Jones when he pulls a hammy. All right, we'll keep an eye on him.
So if we look at the running backs last night, well, I mean, Keontae Ingram played, Ward played, Benjamin played, and then Gorantano. Guarantee you he won't be on the roster. Who gets that reference?
What was it? Garantaro?
Yeah, but I don't know who that is. So I said guarantee you he won't be on the roster. Your Office Space.
Oh,
When
wow.
they're trying to do that
That's a
guy's-
long time ago.
Yeah, that guy's name and they can't pronounce it. They're like, guarantee he won't be working here on Monday or whatever they say.
My sister loves that movie. That's a
Yeah.
classic.
So the fact that so no Kyler Murray last night, no James Conner last night,
Of course.
no Marquise Brown, no starters, no Zach Ertz last night, right? No Zach Ertz. So the fact that Daryl Williams didn't play makes me feel better that Daryl Williams is number 2 and Eno, because he played last night, is behind him. All right, should we go? We were boying Marlon Mack for our last pick, or should we grab a wide receiver
How many
here?
receivers. Now we have
We have 5 receivers. Should we grab another wide
Let's grab a
receiver here?
receiver better. We want to go with
These are not great. McKenzie,
yeah. Why not?
our last pick.
Wow!
Gotta get that
Alright.
final wow.
Alright, that
Gotta
was
get that final wow.
All right, start throwing in a couple of questions we haven't answered yet. Okay, that one we already did. This one. Okay, thoughts on this wide receiver group late season, not early season. Diggs,
Well, 'cause he
Devontae,
has
Hopkins,
and
Ayuk.
Fuller. I don't think Fuller's going to sign. We've had a lot of wide receiver needy teams that haven't even heard of him. And again, what are we going to get from him?
Yeah.
But I think this, if Hopkins comes back strong, then that's going to be a great wide receiver group. You got Diggs, Devontae, Hopkins, and Ayuk. That's a great group.
Like Fuller, if those teams wanted a receiver, they would have signed one now. Could he sign midseason? Yeah, but how confident are you? A guy who comes in midseason, try to get chemistry with a veteran quarterback, and so Fuller at this point, he's only a last round flyer for best ball, and even then, would rather take like Amari Rodgers or something. But you're solid. You don't need Fuller. You're solid with those 4 guys, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Ayuk's going to have a good season. I really do. Also, like, look, we saw Danny Green get that long touchdown.
Danny Gray.
Sorry. I'm thinking basketball. Danny
Talk
Gray.
about basketball.
Danny Gray, he's a burner. They drafted him for a reason. I think he's a good late round flyer. I actually don't mind Jawan Jennings as kind of like that big red zone target. I think he could score a few times, but you know. Oh, Young Money. You're bringing the look.
Would have crushed you clowns.
Oh, I should have been
He
in
said
this
would have
draft.
crushed you clowns. We would have smoked you like brisket. Are you kidding me?
Okay, we had some good brisket yesterday, by the way. Look,
we did have some
throw
good
that
brisket.
in
Let me
your face.
tell you. Let me tell you, that was delicious brisket.
It was good. Didn't even need sauce.
It didn't, honestly.
Hey, you got to get in here. You can't just come in at the end. Oh, I would
know,
have, could have,
yeah.
should have. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, here
I
we
would've-
go. How do you feel about Henderson and Akers?
Okay.
Differently.
I know we feel different. Yeah, we definitely feel differently about this. I know McVay came out and said, I have 2 starting running backs. I don't think he meant, like, I think people might have taken that a little out of context. I don't think he meant, like, it's going to be a 50-50 split, because that's just not what McVay has historically done, right? When he had Gurley, it was all Gurley. When he had Henderson last year, it was all Henderson. When he had Michelle, it was all Michelle. When he had Akers, it was all Akers. I think he's going to commit just to Akers. I think what he was saying is, if Akers doesn't come back, because we all saw it. Akers was not even close to healthy in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs. He was not ready. He should not have been on the field. I think what he was trying to do was kind of hedge his bet and say, if Akers struggles early because he hasn't recovered from that Achilles injury, I feel confident with Henderson. I think that's what he was saying. So I think it got taken a little out of context. Like, this isn't going to be a 1A, 1B situation. So obviously I prefer Akers in a vacuum because I think he's going to get first crack. But I think Henderson is still an amazing value. Like, where did he go here? He went in like the 10th round. Because if Akers, struggles with that Achilles still, or gets an injury, we know Henderson can step in, and we know McVay has confidence in him. So, yes, in a vacuum, I prefer Akers. But honestly, on draft day, I'd probably just prefer to wait and take Henderson in the 10th.
And I'll grudgingly have to agree with a lot of that. Look, it's exactly what you said. Like, coach, first of all, it's coach speak. Of course, the coach is going to talk up all those players. It doesn't mean anything. But that's what he was saying. I think that's what he meant, was I have 2 starting caliber running backs.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter. I'm happy with either guy.
Yeah.
Well, good, because if you weren't, you should have gone out and got somebody else, right? But they didn't. And of course, they don't need to. So it's going to be mostly Akers. I think maybe it'll be a little less than it was at the end of last season, because they realized, like, you know what? Maybe we should spell him a little bit, and maybe it'll keep him healthy if he doesn't have 23 carries a game. So that's why I'm not going to reach on Akers. As much as I love his talent, and obviously he's in a great situation, I will agree with that. If Akers is going in like the 3rd round, it might be a little early. I mean, at that point, I'm probably taking a receiver anyways. Henderson is a much better value because he has the upside that if you're in a 0 RB build, he's like a great pick.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and we saw what happened last year.
Put Young Money's comment on that real quick.
Here we go.
Young Money, we literally did this video. I think you picked from the 11th in that video. If you look at our, which one was it? Let me pull it up here. It's our, we did a 12-team draft, and I think I picked from the 2 and you picked from the 11. Is that how we did it?
Yeah, we've been trying to mix it up to show you, because you're not always going to pick from the 1-1 like, some people, and you're not going to always know where you're drafting from. You got to prepare for everything, guys. That's why we do these mock drafts, and I always make sure I pick a different spot, because if I only know how to pick from the top 5,
I'm going to post it.
I'm not going to get a top 5 pick in every
So
draft.
grab,
And I do a lot of drafts.
it's this one right here, right? I think it's this. This is how you dominate your fantasy draft.
All right. So
Young Money,
yeah, check out the videos we have.
check out this draft. I'm pretty sure Pierre picked from the 11 in that one.
Okay, but the question is, he's asking a combination of Lamb, Diggs, Swift, Kelsey. You'd be fine with any of all those guys. I don't think I would take Swift at the 111. I think I would take one of those receivers and wait to see if Swift comes back to me. If Swift doesn't come back to me, then I take either the other receiver or Kelsey, I'm thinking. But it also depends who else is gone.
Yeah, I think in that draft you actually went like,
I probably did take Swift, right?
I think you took Swift in the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, in that draft.
All right, we'll try to get a couple more of these. Kyron Williams, I'm not answering that
Yeah, come
question.
on.
No Kyron Williams on here. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, that definitely like
That's
yeah,
fantasy.
it definitely.
Look, you
Can
can't
you
win.
trade? Can you trade back and get like 3 number 3 picks?
Yeah.
Like trade your first and second and get like 3 third-round picks?
You won't win with your first round pick, but you can definitely lose.
Yeah.
But look, that's why we prefer sometimes receivers, but receivers get hurt too. Okay, interesting. Let's see if this is legit.
Yeah,
we get a
young
quick
money.
rundown of why you like Elijah Moore so much.
Yeah, definitely. He's awesome, and reception percent. I think we both liked him a lot. I think if you go back and watch our rookie wide receiver rankings from 2020, you'll see. I think we both had him in the like number 3 or 4. I think Pierre might have had him 3, and I might have had him 4 or something like that. And then he was awesome last year. Matt Harmon's reception perception showed that he was incredible. He can play the X, he can play the slide, he can play anywhere on the field. Not really too worried about the Wilson injury because A, it's Zach Wilson, so it's not like he lost Patrick Mahomes, and B, it sounds like it's only going to be a 2 to 4 week thing, and I think he'll be fine. And where he's going, it's not like you're getting him as your wide receiver 1 or even your wide receiver 2. In most drafts, he's going to be a wide receiver 3, maybe even a wide receiver 4. And to me, for a guy like that who's that good, I just think he has tons of upside in that spot. So that's why I like him.
And to me, the short version is similar to that. I loved him. I'm not going to pretend to be a professional scout, right? I know what I see on film, watching guys in college, and not just looking at the stats. Elijah Moore and Rashad Bateman are 2 guys from before last year. I said, okay, those guys can be studs. They know how to get open. They know how to win in multiple, positions. Elijah Moore doesn't have to rely on playing out of the slot.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of those guys that could be mostly quarterback proof. I mean, obviously, you get a guy like I don't want to rip on a certain guy, but let's say
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'm thinking lower than that, but maybe not. All right, but
Daniel Jones.
If you get a guy who's like a third stringer, of course, yeah, like that. That's going to kill anybody's value, but Elijah Moore doesn't rely on his connection with a stud quarterback. I think he can be fine.
Didn't he have good games with Mike White and Zach Wilson last year?
Look, and then some people.
And did he even have good games with Flacco last year?
He did.
That's I don't think if the quarterback matters as much. He's really good, and
Zach Wilson is a dog, but not on the field. We're thinking something else. All right,
he has a dog in him.
He does have that dog in other people's moms.
We did that one.
Okay, a couple more quick. I know the draft wrapped up. Let's see.
I think we did all those.
There was one up here. Joel Rogers, if you're still on. All right, Joel, got a question. I watched your video on 10-team leagues, how to approach them. My 10 team is doing, pretty standard, full point, 6 points per passing tee. Do I go anchor RB?
I think in that format with the 3 wide receiver, the 1 flex, I go anchor QB. Unless like some crazy value falls to you in the second, like I don't know where your draft spot is, and you might not know your draft spot, but if you let's say you grab like CMC at pick 4 or something, I'm just saying, and then somehow Najee is still there, I'm not going anchor RB anymore. I'm grabbing Najee there, right? Like it has to be something crazy like that. And also in 6-point passing, I think I talked about this in the 10-team video that you have to like push quarterbacks up a little bit obviously here your starting roster is a little deeper because you have 3 wide receivers and a flex, but in 6 points per passing touchdown, you really have to bump QBs up because the top QBs are going to go over 400 points and no one else is probably going to go over 400 points, right? Like no running back or wide receiver. I mean, maybe it'll happen. Cup did it last year, but it's very rare that a guy goes over 400. So I think you definitely have to I'm not saying take a QB in the first or second or third, but you definitely want one of those stud like Mahomes, Josh Allen's, Herbert, like guys that can throw 40 touchdown upside. You want one of those guys for sure.
Yeah, and of course, always depends how your league goes. If your league mates are drafting quarterbacks early, and a lot of home leagues do, right? They don't need to, but they do that.
Yeah.
It depends on who you're with. If they start going early, you can wait and be fine because it's a 10-team league. Unless these guys happen to draft backup quarterbacks before they should. We talked about Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, guys like that who legit have the potential to throw for 35 plus touchdowns in a 6-point per touchdown league, to me that kind of brings them up a little closer to the Kyler Murray's. I wouldn't say Jalen Hurts because I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a monster year, but you know what? It kind of evens it out. So like grabbing a Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, I don't think is as pressing. If you can get, obviously one of the top like a Justin Herbert, yeah, but I wouldn't reach too early. I wouldn't, spend a 3rd-round pick on him if it's a 1-quarterback league. So to me, that almost is the time where you can wait and be one of the last guys to take a quarterback and, know that you'll still rack up a good amount of points. And meanwhile, you can pile up running backs because even though it's a 3-receiver, league there in 10 teams, you can get a massive advantage by getting those running backs. Anyways, it all depends how it shakes out.
Yeah.
All right. So are we going to do grades or?
Yeah, I guess we should.
All right.
We did get one more question.
Quick question here. AJ Dillon, Ramondre Stevenson, or Chase Edmonds. Is it full PPR? Is it 12-team, 10-team? In a vacuum, who would you say you like?
I mean, for me, it's still Dillon, Edmonds, and Stevenson in that order.
Yeah. Stevenson, even if he becomes the starter, he's behind those guys. Edmonds might be the starter. We're hearing Mostert might get more share than we thought. AJ Dillon is going to have the most touches. Yeah. Well.
My thing with Dillon is I think Dillon's going to have a bigger role in both the run game and the passing game than people think. Like people think Aaron Jones is going to catch all the passes. I don't think Aaron Jones is going to catch that many more passes than he's ever caught before. I just think Dillon will catch more passes, and I think he'll get more run in the run game. I do really like Edmonds, but there's just more uncertainty to me there with Edmonds than Dillon. And then Stevenson, there's just a ton of uncertainty. So.
Yes.
All right, should we grade this thing?
Yeah, and guys, we do have some more questions, but we're gonna carry on here. We'll try to get to all your questions. By the way, speaking of questions, it's not going to be too long from now.
Yes.
We're going to be doing this every week. Start to sit questions, help you, set your lineups, trade questions. We're going to do more live stuff this year.
Yeah, we're planning on doing 3 live streams. We're going to do like a Sunday night reaction stream after the games, like not before Sunday Night Football. So that'll be fun. We'll take some of your start sit questions there too for like the Sunday, Monday night game. We're going to do like a trade waiver wire live stream, and we're going to do our start sit. So we're definitely going to be interacting more. But let's grade this now. All right, let's start with Bus. He's got great wide receivers, Fournette and Montgomery. I know you love Burks. Goddard, I think that's great there. Dak is great there. Hunt Singletary. Well, I got to say, even though he might have reached a little bit on dubs, I think this is a great team.
I think so too. I mean, obviously having the 1.1 helps, but
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of threw him a bone there by letting him take both Pittman and Samuel since we took Kelsey in the 2nd round.
Yep.
But
yeah, we did.
He still drafted smart. He could have got AJ Brown or somebody else there. No, Fournette is the RB1.
I mean, okay, but it's in the 4th round. Like, yeah, those guys like Fournette and Montgomery, they've got decent floors. But when you go wide receiver, you're going to get what you're going to get, right? Like who else is he going to take? I mean, Zeke, Mitchell, Dillon. I can't make a case for any of those guys over those 2 running backs. So
look, we saw industry draft. Like, these are guys who do this for a living. Taking Leonard Fournette in round 2, you get him in round 4. I can't complain with that. So,
okay, so we're giving this this is pretty good. This is a good team.
It's a pretty good team. We're going to go 9, or is that too high? I guess maybe we should see the rest of the teams first.
Okay, we're going to tentatively give it an 8.75, but based on the rest of the teams, it may get bumped to a 9. So stick around and find out. All right, Dollar Bill. We know Dollar Bill likes those running back starts. Then you got, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, Michael Thomas, Brandon Ayuk. He's definitely got some upside there at wide receiver. Brady, James Cook, and then I'm pretty sure after Knox he went auto draft here, so he's got like another tight end and another.
Yeah.
So we'll just grade from like Knox up, I guess.
There's risk in the receiver core, that's for sure.
There's a lot of upside, a lot of risk with this team, which is kind of like how I like to draft, though. It's like for me, I'd rather have a riskier team with upside than a safer team with no upside.
True, and this could be a team where if you look at it starts slow, but
yeah.
Look, Godwin and Thomas by the end of the year, assuming Thomas holds up, this team could look a lot better. So, yeah, I like the upside.
I like the upside. I still like Bus's team better.
Yeah.
Maybe an 8.
I'll go 8. Obviously, we don't know who his late round running backs would have been.
Yeah, we're only grading. We're only grading down to Knox, and then we're not grading the rest because he auto.
I think we go 8, probably not higher.
All right, Ale. Cup Evans got that Etienne steam, which I don't even mind. I mean, I'd take Etienne over Akers. I'd take him over Hall. I'd take him over Connor for sure, Fournette. So I don't mind that. Deontay Mooney Smith. Not necessarily a terrible wide receiver group, but not like the elite wide receiver group he usually has, but still very good. All right, still very good. CEH, Walker, Stevenson. So taking some shots at the RB2.
Those are good. I mean, not the CEH one, but the other two are good shots.
MVS, I know he's with the starters still, but I feel like his role is going to get less as the year goes on and Skies is going to increase, but we'll see. Stafford, Freiermuth there, that's great. Eno is your last pick, fine, no problem with that. This is another good team. I don't know if it's quite like Cup, Evans, Deontay. I don't even know if that's as good as Jefferson, Pittman, and Debo. I think Bus has you there. I think running back, I definitely like Etienne more than Fournette and Montgomery, but I like Fournette and Montgomery more than CEH, Walker, and Stevenson.
Yeah, he did pick first, so he got the edge there. But I like Mooney. I like the Mooney pick better than Deontay pick. I think the receiver core is solid. Like, if either one of Walker or Stevenson hits, I think you'll be fine at running back.
Definitely.
The depth is just a little questionable, but it's still solid.
8-5.
Go 8-5.
All right, 8-5. All right, Chad gets JT at the 1-4. That is not going to happen very often. That's great value. Get your boy Tyreek. Again, I would have preferred Andrews over McLaurin. I know you got Kittle in the 4th, which I think is great value, but McLaurin to me is just kind of like, meh. I mean, I know it's only the first preseason game, but Carson Wentz had a monstrous 5.4 yards per attempt today. It's a little scary there. Herbert, fine there. D-Hop, Olave, Kirk rounding out your wide receivers. Okay, you got some upside there, right? Dobbins, Patterson. Come on, Chad. Patterson does not ever need to be drafted, like ever. He does not. You do not have to draft Cordero Patterson.
I mean, he's going to have some points.
4 a week, 3-4 points a week. Like,
he could score a touchdown once in a while.
Okay, 10, 9, 10. I mean, because who's
he's saying, by the way, back to the tight end, he thinks Kittle finishes higher than Andrews.
Well, okay. I mean, you do have spicy takes, so I'll respect for that. Carter, Davis, Price, Watson, that's fine there. This is a tough one for me to grade.
Well, look, here's the problem. You got your anchor RB, but your RB2 is either Dobbins or Patterson or two guys that might not sniff the field. It's a lot of it. It's about Dobbins, right? So This is another team I feel could be better at the end of the season, obviously with Hopkins. McLaurin will get better as soon as Sam Howell takes over at quarterback. Olave, as a rookie, a lot of times the rookie receivers, they pop at the end of the year. It's the Dobbins thing. Look, is he going to be healthy by the second half?
Probably not. I mean, he'll be healthier, but I don't think we're going to see fully healthy Dobbins this year. It's just, it was a brutal ACL tear. And like I said, already John Harbaugh had that quote where it's like, after individual drills, his leg was sore and he needed rest from practice.
That's problematic.
That's the problem here is his leg went through some serious trauma, and it's going to take a long. Like we saw with Saquon last year, he was never 100% Saquon last year, and I don't think and that's Saquon. I don't think we're going to see 100% value. So, what do you give this team? This is a tough one for me to grade. I'm gonna let you do it.
If that pick would have been either Kenneth Walker or Kareem Hunt, say for running back, the running back core is just really, really dicey. That's like you got the number one guy and then just a bunch of question marks, I don't think I can give this honestly more than the 7-5.
All right, there you go. All right, Mad Math Man, who first time drafting with us, welcome. I don't know if he knew it was 3 wide receivers, but he did. I mean, he did load up on wide receivers late, but let's see. You got Eckler. Chubb, okay, whatever. Andrews, that's great. Andrews is 3.6, great. Connor, okay. I really would have preferred Cooks, Deontay. Really, I would have preferred any wide receiver there over James Conner, especially when you already go Eckler, Chubb, right? You agree?
Yeah, and I think assuming he knew, that we're going through receivers, I think some people just feel robust RB. They just go that way because of the drop off. Like they want to secure 3 really good guys and rotate them or have that backup. And then I can load up on a receiver later. But look, you have to start 3 of those guys.
And now you're starting 3 of DJ Moore, Drake London, Tyler Lockett, Robert Woods, Johan Dotson, Michael Gallup, and Gallup and Jamison Williams, who knows when they're even going to be on the field, both coming off of
Well,
ACL.
Jameson Williams, I thought they said November. Like, you might not see him
And
legitimately
he's,
to
and he's a rookie, which takes time anyway, so he might not even be fantasy relevant until.
Right. So if those receivers somehow had
Oof.
been better, like maybe
Like Cooks, really for me, any of the wide receivers on the board over James Conner. Any wide receiver on the board. Cooks, Deontay, even Metcalf, even Godwin, even Mooney,
yeah, because
even
like,
Elijah.
instead of Connor, if you want to really have a good third running back early, you don't have to do it right then and there. You could have waited, got a better receiver, and then, well, maybe not Zeke, but you get an AJ Dillon or somebody like that.
Yeah, you don't even need a third. In this format, you don't need that third running back this early because again, you have to start 3 wide receivers. So
Yeah. So this is a
7.
7.
Yeah, 7. All right, Bentley J, Chase, nice. Javante, nice. Akers, you've been listening.
Akers.
Judy, Gabe Davis, okay. All right, I don't mind Gabe Davis there. Hawkinson, Russ. Again, I prefer Murray over Russ, but I think Russ is going to be great. Garrett Wilson, I haven't really seen any picks I really dislike so far. Pierce, Madison, Hines, Tua.
I mean, didn't need a second quarterback, but
Yeah,
yeah, whatever.
okay,
That's not
fine.
going to kill the team. So
I mean, I like all these picks, but I don't know if the team itself is like a monster, like the way Bus's team in dollars and ales kind of is.
look, the running backs, you have both guys that everyone's super high on, right?
You know?
Could be right, could break out. It's not guaranteed. Those running backs aren't as amazing necessarily, or might not be as amazing as we think. So I think all the picks were good values, except for maybe Akers. Hawkinson, like, he's fine there. He's kind of just okay for me. Like, I
Yeah.
don't see him breaking out necessarily. And Wilson, like I said, he'll be fine this year. He's a solid quarterback, but would I take him over Murray? Probably not. So I think this is a very solid team that should be a playoff team.
But yeah, may not be fighting for the championship.
You're depending on those running backs really to break out. So I think it could be like an 8.
Okay, I think that's fair. I agree. It's like probably a solid playoff team that is going to need some. Yeah, you're going to need Javante and Akers to really blow up to win the ship. All right, Tatum, Swift, Higgins, Mike Williams, Bateman. I love that start. And then, I mean, that is really an awesome start. Honestly, that's an incredible start. I mean,
Yeah.
Swift at the 1.8 is early, but you know what? I'm all about get your guys. So if Swift doesn't come back to you and you are going to regret it, but having Swift, Higgins, Williams, and Bateman to me is like incredible.
And getting
And
your
then
guy.
Pickens. Now, look, I know Pickens is your guy, and I know maybe Pickens will be awesome this year, but you could have gotten Pickens in like the 7th, right? You could have gone with somebody else here and still gotten Pickens later. That's the only issue with Pickens here. You could have gotten him later.
Look, if he's really your guy, you really believe in him, you reach around, maybe that's fine. But to reach like 2 or 3 rounds,
I mean, let's be real. Where's Pickens really going to go? Like the 9th, 10th round?
yeah, I don't.
So you're really reaching kind of like 4 to 5 rounds. Like I think if you want to reach on him and make sure you get him, you can get him in like the 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
And you could have gotten like other value picks here and still had Pickens. That's the only issue with taking him there. You could have gotten like, I don't know who you like, but you could have gotten like Juju or St. Brown or Renfro or D-Hop or whatever, Devonta Smith, Burks, whoever, and then still gotten Pickens later. But anyways,
get like a St. Brown or a Renfro, a really solid PPR player, and then you get that upside, with Pickens, the kind of more volatile play. You still get him as your wide receiver 5. So,
yeah.
But it's still good picks after that. Like Waller, tight end.
Yeah, Waller,
You got
whatever.
Burrow.
It's 6th round. Burrow, fine. Edmonds, Damian Harris, fine.
Good running backs.
Rondell, okay, and we'll see. Worth a shot, I guess. Herbert, Landry, Mostert. I mean, I like the way you started the draft. I like the way you finished the draft. It's just that Pickens pick. But I still feel like this is a pretty solid team. I mean, we're looking at Swift, Edmonds. We're looking at Higgins, Williams, Bateman. Flex might be a little dicey, especially if Pickens doesn't do something this year. But I think otherwise this is a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Even with that reach, 8-5.
8-5. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, 8-5. All right, Dirty Pop 21. I think this might be your first draft with us, so welcome. Henry Kamara. That's the 2020, 2019. That's like the 2 best running backs or something, right? Right around there.
Winning the ship.
Keenan, okay. Keenan at 3.9, I think is fine. fine there.
This is a veteran team. I can already tell. I see Zeke down there.
Yeah.
Renfro.
See, okay, this is the issue when you go running.
Hurts.
This is the issue when you go running back, and then you grab a QB, and then you grab another running back. Now your wide receiver 2s and 3s and 4s is Renfro, Lazard, and Boyd. And I mean, I don't dislike those guys, but they're more like guys I want to get later as like my wide receiver 3s and wide receiver 4s type of guys, not like my wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and my flex. Ertz there I think is great though. Gibson, Algier, just 2 guys I'm not really drafting. Pierce and Darrell at the end I think is good. So I mean, this team is probably going to come down to like Henry. I mean, it's going to come down to Henry and Kamara, right? If you get vintage Henry and Kamara, you're going to be great.
I mean, that's it. You're counting on those guys to carry your
And
team.
Zeke, yeah.
So, yeah, having Mahomes helps, but yeah, the receivers, like we just talked about Renfro being a solid wide receiver 4. You know, maybe he could be a wide receiver 3 in a lot of leagues. He will be, and that's fine. But you don't want him as your 2. So
Yeah.
eh,
It's not off. 775.
yeah,
It's not awful.
I can't put it up there with the 8s.
No. All right, Herb fully loaded. Every time taking Dalvin Cook there. I do love Barkley, so I don't mind that. Pitts. Okay, let's see. You started RB tight end, which I don't mind Pitts there. It's just tough after this is what you did. Marquise. Getting Marquise there is great. I think. Juju. Okay. Cooper. Oh, if Watson's out for the season, that's going to look bad. And okay, see, this is my problem. Like Jacobs, okay, fine, but when you've gone running back, tight end in a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, like you don't need Josh Jacobs anymore, right? You don't need Josh Jacobs. Like,
No, you load up on receivers.
yeah, I would have liked another receiver there. I'm okay with Claypool. Like, see, Claypool should have been your wide receiver like 5, right? It's okay.
I mean, it's okay to have a third running back that you feel like you can plug in there in a given week.
But Jacobs is like what?
Yeah, that's just exactly it. That's not
I mean,
the guy I would have taken.
even last year when he finished as RB12 and caught like 60-something passes, he never was like a huge ceiling guy. He's like just a guy, right? He's just a guy.
No, at that point you can go with a guy who probably will get more touches, like Chase Edmonds.
I honestly would have preferred Pollard there.
Pollard,
because at least Pollard may not give you as much as Jacobs week to week, but if Zeke is dust or if he gets hurt, Pollard's value is going to be way higher than Jacobs. He's going to give you way more than Jacobs.
Or you shoot for the moon, you go with Kenny Walker or Rashad Penny and see who runs away with that job.
Yeah.
Or somebody, like a rookie, which probably can wait till next round and get like a Damien Pierce or somebody.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Jacobs pick doesn't kill your team, but that's just our advice.
It doesn't help your team, though. That's the thing. That's the problem. It doesn't help your team.
Exactly. All right.
But I do like Lance at 9-10. I think that's great. Gordon, okay, whatever. I don't know. I think Gordon's not going to do a whole lot, but it's fine. Myers, Palmer. I do like that Palmer pick. I like that Evans pick.
Good late round flyers.
Yeah, it's just I don't mind your running back, tight end start because I don't really like Cook, but fine, whatever. But I like Barkley, I like Pitts. Just really would have loved another upside wide receiver over Jacobs.
That's the thing is you got Juju is,
I mean, he could be okay.
Risky, and then
Risky. Well, Cooper's way risky,
Cooper,
right?
yeah, just a lot of risk with a receiver.
I mean, look, we know Watson's going to get at least 8 games because he's offered an 8-game settlement. So we know he's going to get at least 8 games, but I doubt the NFL is going to accept 8 games. They're like, no way. The talk we heard before was the settlement they were trying to do with him before was 12. So I doubt they're going to take anything less than 12. And we don't even know it still could be a season. So that Cooper pick could be really bad. I don't know if I can put this with the 8s either.
I'd go more like
7-5,
yeah,
7-5, yeah.
And just to be clear, we talk about risk, and you say, "Oh, you guys say don't just play it safe, go for upside." But there's a difference between taking a risk and just being reckless, I guess, or just it has to be a smart risk. Somebody who has legit, realistic upside. Not just he could take over the starting job, or he could. I mean, like at this point, a guy like Claypool is like, what is his upside really?
Well, okay, I will say this about Claypool. If the reports that we're hearing that he's going to move to the slot is true, I think that helps Claypool a lot because he's a big receiver and he's got quarterbacks that we pretty sure will target the slot. So I think that definitely helps him. And as a wide receiver 4, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I think Cooper to me is the worst pick because we know Cooper is going to be missing Deshaun Watson for a significant part of the season. And without Deshaun Watson, he has almost no upside.
And they're going to lean on the running game. And,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, they just lost their starting center for
And then
the season.
Jacobs saved the thing. Like, he's fine. Jacobs is fine, but no upside. We even saw he finishes the RB12 last year and had no upside. He's finishes the RB10 before and had no upside. He just has no upside.
And look, he thinks he's going to have Jimmy G as his quarterback in Cleveland.
Okay, I mean, okay, but now you're really like taking a gamble because it does. I mean, Jimmy G in Cleveland doesn't really make sense because they're already paying Deshaun Watson $230 million for the next 5 years. You can't go trade for Jimmy G and now have all that money tied up in 2 quarterbacks. So I don't. Jimmy G to Cleveland to me doesn't really make sense.
And talking about Claypool here, rank Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, and Chase Claypool.
Well, I mean, Deontay number 1 for me for sure.
Yeah,
Pickens and Claypool is tougher. Again, it really depends on what Claypool's role. I do really like Claypool if they move him into the slot. I do really like him. Maybe I'm going to get burned again like I got burned last year by Claypool. That one's closer for me.
I put him in that order. Deontay, yes, he's still going to be the number 1 target there, I think. Pickens, I have number 2 because I think he's got that fire. I don't think Claypool does. I'm a little worried about Claypool just in general.
Well, that's true.
Not even so much his role or his quarterback. It just, like he seems to be a little bit more checked out. He's kind of more coming like the next Juju.
That's true.
But we don't know.
How much battery you got left? We got to get through this pretty quick.
We're almost done here.
I don't want you. Looks like your laptop's about to die.
Yeah. Real quick, if they announce right now that Kamara will not be suspended at all, do you think he'll be drafted round 1?
Probably. Should he?
Yeah. Will he? Maybe. Should he? No. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I still have worries about Kamara that goes beyond a suspension.
All right.
All right, let's get to Keith. Yeah. So he went 0 RB. I actually like this 0 RB build. Adams, Lamb, Robinson, Josh Allen, Dalton Schultz. I don't dislike any of those players. Mitchell, Pollard, Penny. Okay. I mean, I get the Mitchell pick because he's probably like, I don't know who you're going to pick there. I am worried about his hammy and San Francisco. Pollard, Penny. I mean, those are shoot for the upside. That's what you got to do when you take that kind of draft. Tolbert, another upside. Sanders, okay, fine. I probably would have liked to seen maybe instead of Chark and Osborne, maybe 1 running back there. But he did get the Pacheco hype train at the last pick. How are we feeling about this one? I mean, I love the first 5 picks. Like, those first 5 picks are awesome. Running back's obviously going to be tough when you go this route.
You're doing basically like a 0 RB build here, waiting until round 6, and this is the way you do it, right? You got your really good receivers, didn't reach on anybody, getting the best quarterback there. Of course, Schultz is a solid pick there.
Yeah,
I think Mitchell's still fine. I know I'm a little backing off a little bit on him, but I think for this build, I think that's fine. Pollard, of course, Penny. Those are the types of running backs you look for. So smart drafting, which is not a shock.
Yeah,
smart guy. So I like it. I would give this probably 8.5.
Yeah, the problem with the 0 running back draft when you're only grading it on the draft is you can't give it. Even though I think this is a great 0 running back draft, you can't give it like a 9 because it's like look at your running backs, right? That's a problem. You're like, you're going to be starting like. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll start Elijah Mitchell week 1, assuming the hamstring is okay. But you might be starting like Pollard and Miles Sanders week 1, or Pollard and Rashad Penny week 1, and that doesn't feel too good.
That's exactly it.
But that's how 0 running back is not about the draft. It's about the end of the season and building that team that could be a monster. So I think this is a great 0 running back team. But if we're just grading on the draft, I agree 8.5.
And you're going to have to play the waiver wire during the season. And look, this draft could look either brilliant, later in the year, or it could be terrible. Like, why did I draft the running backs? But I think with the way you did it was really smart.
All right, I think you're going to give Brown Bear Rick a 10,
probably
just because of his logo and the fact that he took Waddle. But let's go through his team anyways.
I'm a non-biased, purely objective fantasy analyst.
Sure. All right, Diggs, Mixon, Hall. Hall is definitely the running back I would take there if I was going RB, but it just feels a little early for Hall. But maybe if we flip-flop Waddle and Hall, it doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah, I mean, Waddle in the 3rd round, late 3rd round, that's good. Yeah. Hall early 4th, that's still good value.
See, now it doesn't sound as bad. So there you go. That's the thing about the turn, right?
Flip the blue and the green.
Yeah, flip the blue and the green. It's okay. Hurts, love that. St. Brown, Tony, Sky Moore. I see the potential with those guys, but I think I'd maybe feel a little bit. Well, I mean, you got St. Brown as your wide receiver 3. That might be okay. Tony and Moore definitely upside plays that could bust. So maybe it's not as bad as I think. Komet, that's great. Henderson, Gamewell, we talked about them. I like that. Julio, okay, whatever. He'll be on the waiver wire.
It's a late round dart throw.
Wandale. It's a good team. I think Bus gets the 9. I think Bus gets the 9. I think he had by far the best team. Let's give him that 9.
Which
But let's give Brown
give him a shout out. By the way, Bus.
So Diggs, Waddle, St. Brown, 20 more. I like your running backs, Mixon and Hall. That's good. Wide receivers are okay. I like your good, but not. It's a good team. I'm gonna say Hurts, Komet. I think this is right around an 8.5 for me too. Maybe an 8.75, but
that's what I was gonna get. Not anything to do with Waddle. But look, you did the smart thing. Once you got your 3 receivers, you can start week in, week out, right? And I'm fine with Amon-Ra as your number 3 receiver, where you got him, because you got Jalen Hurts, who could be a league-winning quarterback this year. You got upside, smart upside. Yeah. Kadarius Toney could lead the Giants in receiving, has that week winning potential. Sky Moore, we don't know. It might be more later in the season, but obviously a great situation for him. Komet, if you're going to wait on tight end, you take the guy that has that upside. He could be the number 2 target in Chicago. I'd take him over. Actually, I think I'm pushing him over a guy like Freiermuth over Dawson Knox, honestly. So I think that's
Knox probably. Freiermuth. Well, it's close. Him and Freiermuth are close.
It's close, yeah. But it's still a smart pick. You got good upside late. Love those late round running backs. I mean,
yeah.
In fact, I'm almost surprised you got both of them that late. So I really think those are all very smart picks. So I would get 8.75.
Yeah, I can go with 8.75.
But again, I think as the winner for today is still.
Congratulations, Bus. You won the draft. Now, next time, you don't have to pick at the 101. You can try a different slot.
Just drop the mic.
You've conquered the 101.
I was going to say.
You've conquered it. You can pick from somewhere else now.
Good job dominating with the first pick.
Yeah, with the first pick.
Oh, look, he said he's going to retire from drafting at the 1. So
okay.
We're holding you to that. Everyone saw this, right? This is on the.
And he's thanking, thank you, God, Mom, and Dad, or no, just Mom,
and the Academy,
all who experienced the journey, which was all of us.
All right. Well, thanks for the journey, by the way, guys.
Yes.
Don't know if I mentioned this, but we're at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we were actually at the NFL Hall of Fame. Yes.
Literally at the Hall of Fame Stadium. I checked it out. Great place to be.
Yeah, it was very cool.
We're here, of course, repping Endgame. Here to
yes,
with our official badges here. We're here because we're trying to get the word out. We want our community to grow and get more very smart people like you involved. We're gonna do a lot more live stuff this year.
Yeah, we have a ton. Awesome season plan.
Yeah, so
huge. So if you're not yet, subscribe. Number 1. Number 2, go down below. Discord server. Get in there. It's awesome right now. It's awesome during the season. It's fun. It's funny. It's fun. You'll learn a lot. You'll get way better at fantasy football, guaranteed. If you want even more, access to Pierre and I, also down below the Patreon link. We're going to be doing a members only live stream. We'll still do the other live streams, but we do a members only one where we really dive into your team and really help you with, start, sit, trades, waiver wire, whatever you need, plus other stuff in there. Is that everything? Did I forget anything?
Probably, but that's all I can think of for now.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Subscribe.
Good. Subscribe.
Discord, Patreon. Do it. The season is going to be incredible, guys. It's only like 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away now. It's like right here.
And I will say, hit that notification bell because when we go live, we get on and draft. Some people are asking, how do we get in? How do we get in? Of course, join the Discord, you'll find out. But also, if we go live, you'll know ahead of time and you can see, jump on the stream. Sometimes we need somebody at the last second to jump in because somebody has to bail. You never know. But whatever we're doing, obviously you're subscribed. You're gonna.
That's right. Also, you need to get in the Discord because we still have spots in our endgame season-long leagues. We have 3 leagues. We still have a few spots. So if you want to draft with us and play fantasy football with us,
Real League.
Yeah, Real League. Jump in the Discord. The links are in there. So I think that's it. I think we got it all.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us on the Hall of Fame. We're going to the Expo tomorrow, and then we'll see you again next week.
Yeah. Bye, guys.